Hey guys, welcome back. I've got more candle magic for you guys today, so I hope you're ready. We're going to talk about the Tapa Boca candle right here, which is this one. Let me make sure I get the face on you guys here. Also known as the Shut Up candle, which can be helpful in a variety of situations. So we're going to talk a little bit about this today, like who should you use it for, when should you use it, how does it work, and how do we light this particular one properly. So let's talk about real quick, who would you use this candle for? So there's a couple of different reasons, and I also think that it should also be used appropriately, as should all candle magic. So this is meant for people who are gossiping, people maybe who are bullying you, people maybe who are gaslighting you, maybe you got a narcissist in the family you got to deal with and it's driving you nuts. Maybe you love your in-laws, but they give you a little too much advice and you would like them to just stop a little bit. Maybe someone's nagging you, maybe somebody's got some other issues and they're just treating you badly, and you just cannot, you've tried to talk to them and say, hey, this isn't cool, and it's just not working, right? You've already exhausted the other ways of trying to communicate with this person, like, hey, what you're doing is not cool, could you please stop, it's affecting me. And if that doesn't work, that's when I like to use this candle. I don't like to just use it randomly instead of, trying to deal with the situation on a human level, because I know sometimes people will gravitate towards this because confrontation is hard. I don't like confrontation, but sometimes you have to learn how to stand up for yourself. You have to learn to be, big person pants on and have a conversation that's difficult. And I think that that's important to know how to do that. And, Magick is not a substitute for it, but it can help you if you have tried to do things the normal way. So that's what I would recommend using this sort of candle. If you've exhausted all your other resources, that would be a time that I would use it. Sure, there's some other times you can think of that would fall into this category. So if you think of one and it seems appropriate, go ahead and use it for this. Now, what do we do with this once we've got it? Well, the very first thing you want to do when you take any candle home from the store is you want to cleanse it. You can do this by smudging it with any sort of, smoke that you deem appropriate. I know some people, will have other methods. Maybe, they do with crystals, maybe you do with, cleansing sprays, whatever it is that you want to do. Just make sure that you cleanse the energy off of it, because we don't know how many people have touched this before we've brought it home. And we don't want somebody else's energy, whatever it is, it could be good or bad, to affect the magic that we're doing. So please be mindful of that when you're doing it. Now, as I'm preparing this, now most of these do have a little, saying on the back. The one that I have has it in Spanish and also in English. So you can do whatever one feels more powerful to you. I know some people like to do spells in foreign languages, or if it's your native language, sometimes that feels better. So use whatever you think feels right. The next thing that it has on here is it does have a place where you can input the person's name on the candle here. So as you are ready to charge it and say it, you can put that person's name in. For me personally, what I like to do, and I do this on some of my other candles too, depending if there's an individual involved, is on the bottom of the candle, I will put their name up here, and then I will put, their birthday on the bottom. If you don't have those two things, it might be helpful to put something specific or defining on the bottom. Also too, because you don't always have room in this little space they put up here, you know what I mean? Depending how big you write too. As I'm getting older, it's hard for me to write small, so I gotta make it big. But yeah, you want to, the reason that you're putting the name is one, you want to direct the energy, and the second thing is you want to be specific about it, because there's a lot of people out there with the same name, and you want to make sure you send the energy to the correct person. Otherwise your spell's not going to work. Well, it'll work, but not for the person you need it to work for. So that's another reason why you could why I put the birthday down if you have it. If you have another piece of information that's specific to that person, you can put that down as well. So now we need to kind of charge it. So you can do this in whatever way feels most powerful for you, right? Use your intuition. I'm giving you stuff that I do as a guide. Feel free to adjust it to whatever you need, because everyone's magic works different, and that's okay. If you need to add, subtract, whatever. But the basic intention is you need to identify who it is, you need to charge it, and then light it and let it do its work. So the way that I would charge this candle if I were doing it is I would hold on to the candle and I would really think about the person that I need this to work for. And I would think about the specific situations that are happening. I would think about the way that I feel when this energy is hitting me and the damage that it's doing to me and how frustrated I feel. I might feel angry too about it. And the thing is you want to draw that up because it's bringing up all of your power into the situation and just kind of focusing it. I don't necessarily want to throw anger or bad feelings or bad energy towards the person that's being mean to me or hurting me. What I want them to do is I want them to be aware, and I want them to stop is what I want them to do, because I don't really want to injure anybody when I'm doing magic. I don't think that's something that for me is kind of like a hard line. I don't want to do that. I just want it to stop and protect myself. So I think about that, and then I kind of visualize that person in my head and have a conversation with them. And I'm like, look, and I imagine myself saying all of the stuff, maybe the things I've said before in person, or all of the things that I need them to do. I let them know in like very specific terms. This is not okay. You need to stop this, this, and this. I will not allow this energy into my space any longer. This is hurting me. This is not okay. I need you to be mindful of this. And this is not, it's not going to happen anymore. We're done, right? Like, we're done. I'm done with you. So once that's done, and I feel like I've really infused that energy into the candle too, when I'm doing that, I'm also holding the candle like this because my power comes from my hands right here. I can feel it. And so what I'm doing is I'm sending that energy and that intention into the candle, right? That's how I'm charging it. And then I'm going to probably step back and I'm going to read the incantation on here. And I'm going to be very mindful of it. When you're doing magic too, it's very important not to just like say the words and do the things. The reason the magic works is because of the intention and energy that you have behind it. That's where the power comes from. And that's why a lot of people do magic and they're like, it's not working. I don't get it. This is stupid, right? Because they don't understand. You know, it's a very mindful practice and ritual that you are doing. So make sure that you treat it with the importance and reverence with which it deserves. So, you know, as I'm reading this, I'm trying to visualize it. I'm giving those words power as I'm saying them out of my mouth. I'm pulling that energy up from my body and I'm infusing it into those words and I'm sending it out into the universe and I'm telling Spirit, this is what I need. I need your help. Please help me. Right? And so that's what's happening. So when I'm done with that, you know, I'll pull the wick up as straight as I can here because sometimes they get a little bendy. So I'll pull it up and then I will light the candle and I'll put the candle out. Now, a lot of people will light these continuously until they burn down. For legal reasons and for your own personal safety, I cannot recommend or advise you to do that. What I would say is, if you cannot be staring at this candle or be in the room with this candle 24/7 until it burns down, because this will take several days. One, always put it on a fire safe hot pad or whatever, even if you're home, because this will get hot as it burns down. And the hotter it gets, the closer to the bottom, this whole top, it's going to be hard for you to pick up and move. Always snuff the candle out. I know a lot of people blow. I have a weird thing where I feel like my life force should not blow out or extinguish another life force, which is really the candle. It's an element. It's a life force. It's energy here that we're working with. So I always use a snuffer to do that. And then when you come back to wherever you have this candle set up and you want to light it so it can keep burning, you know, if you feel like it's still good, some people will just light it up. If you feel like you want to recharge it a little bit before you light it, that's okay too. Whatever really feels more comfortable for you. So that's what I would suggest. Also too, I forgot to mention this earlier. Sometimes too, if you feel like you want to do this, you take the candle and you can tap it 3 times before you kind of charge it. Some people like to do that to also kind of like shake off any extra energy, to wake the candle up and let it know, hey, we're ready to work. Let's go, sleepyhead. Come on, we're about to move, right? So some people like to do that too. So if that's something you're feeling, feel free to do that as well. I hope that helps with this candle, gives you sort of an idea of what you can use it for, and maybe helps you understand if this is something that might be helpful for you, if it might be right for you within your magical workings. If you have any questions about this, please let me know. I'd be happy to help direct you as best I can. But until next time, thank you guys so much for watching and have an absolutely beautiful day.